what's up you guys, this is Steffi, aka In My Humble Opinion. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be watching Season 6, Episode 2 of The Crown. The episode is entitled 2 Photographs, so let's get into it.
My name is Mario Brenna. I'm 40 years old. I'm a professional photographer. The market has gone crazy for society work.
Oh my god, is this the paparazzi person that chased them into the tunnel? Oh, Angelina Jolie,
Human beings just like us.
Cindy Crawford, Nicole Kidman, Clinton, Madonna, Bowie.
And why today Mario Brenna is as famous as the people whose pictures he takes.
They made that seem like very like sexy and cool, but it's also like, ugh.
My bread and butter work is traditional portraiture, weddings, graduations, that sort of thing. But my passion...
Oh, you know what? I like the entry point into this episode already. The title is already making this make a lot more sense to photographs.
Well, I do love the Queen. I'm a proud Elizabethan. I get fed up with people criticizing the royal family.
So he seems to be someone that's interested in making the royal family look good, whereas the other guy seems to just not really care. He's in it for the money, and the more scandalous, the better.
I'm aware that we've been running a little behind schedule and that some of you have engagements to go to. You'll be pleased, therefore, to know that we have just 3 items still left on the agenda.
This is a really boring meeting, in case you didn't get that from everyone yawning.
If the Fayed family is seen as good enough for the former wife of the next king and the mother of the king after that, then how can the government reasonably deny him the British citizenship he is so actively seeking?
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot about that. That's also just like wild that that's an item that they have to discuss. Okay, this definitely doesn't seem to be a friendship anymore. This seems to be like an actual romance now. He really said, I don't care about that woman I was engaged to.
I want a progress report. Dodi and the princess. Is it a success?
He literally just like trapped them on a boat to bond.
Are they sleeping together?
Oh my gosh, his father is just out of control.
I want you to tell me if Mr. Dodi and the princess are intimate. You know the question I'm asking.
Ew, that is so gross.
About you, what are your plans?
I was supposed to be getting married. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, about that.
No, I'm probably not.
Sorry.
Well, Dodi doesn't really look too sorry about that.
He said to me, every survivor has a date, day they stepped on the landmine. He said mine was December 16th, 1993. And I said mine was the 29th of July, 1981, my wedding day.
Yeah.
Okay, they are definitely more than friends right now.
But I do like your credit card.
Ugh, and the fact that he like called this man on them.
Like their lips have to be just the right temperature.
I'm buying the right temperature.
I don't know. Need to check.
Oh no. I mean, I feel bad for his fiance, who's gonna be his ex-fiance. I feel bad for them that their privacy is being intruded upon, and it's still F. Muhammad.
Telephone call. Mr. Fired.
Not now.
He said it was urgent.
Gosh, I love watching her in mom mode. Like,
Apparently the photographs were bought by the Sunday Mirror, who we understand paid £250,000.
oh my gosh, that's crazy.
The Sun and Daily Mail have each paid £100,000 just to reproduce the images.
That guy practically like almost became a millionaire from those pictures.
Harry, we really need to go. Come on, quickly. Quickly.
Oh.
Harry's waiting.
You're the best hugger.
Come on.
Thanks.
Really, it's not for long.
It's 3 weeks, it's an eternity. Need a world-class hug to fill me back up.
All right.
Oh my gosh, is this their like goodbye hug? Is this the last time they're interacting with her?
Yep.
Do you promise?
Mm-hmm. I promise.
This is so, oh my god, it's so sad. It's so sad.
Even though we weren't brilliant at
being married. Can we be brilliant at all this?
Oh my god, this is just like all so retroactively sad.
And not just for them, but for us too.
Like whether or not this conversation like actually took place, it's just like her last interactions with her family. It's too much. It's so sad.
All right, she said, giving a brave smile of the runner-up, not the winner. Let's be brilliant at divorce.
Oh. They're giving Charles and Diana a very sweet goodbye and send-off. Oh my gosh, it's so sad. I'm sorry, I keep saying it's so sad, but like it really is so sad. That shirt is so crisp.
They would like to show you the village, please.
I love that they're really taking time and showing this work that she did with the landmines. That's like such an important part of her legacy.
So they uncovered a mine here yesterday.
This is iconic. So is this like what two photographs is this narrative of Diana doing like really valiant charity work, but then the other photograph is the intrusive paparazzi pictures of her and Dodi on the boat.
Now you remember the drill. If there are any doubts, stand absolutely still and get our attention.
Dang, that's like, she is risking her life doing that.
In total, the Sunday Mirror is in possession of 78 photographs, which are rapidly being syndicated around the world.
I don't like him. I know they gave him that episode last season where it's like, oh, backstory, empathy, but you know, there is some blood on Momo's hands too. Because like when you think about it, him calling the paparazzi and these like initial photographs, like that's what really began to like stoke the fire. There was always going to be a lot of attention because it's Diana, but I don't know, it's just a lot of what ifs. And just to know that like his father is the one that like called the initial paparazzi that started this whole chain of events, it's just...
Every 20 minutes, across the world, someone is maimed or killed by anti-personnel landmines.
Diana, does the Queen know about your new boyfriend?
Oh, that's so sad. Like she was doing really important work and then her personal life just overtook this important discussion.
Do you think you'll ever settle down?
Is he a good kisser?
And she's all like isolated and alone.
Selfishness, principle, a tabloid princess as opposed to a broadsheet prince. Now, how would you feel about doing a counter photo?
Oh my gosh.
There may be a truce between you and the Princess of Wales, but that didn't stop her letting her favourite journalist know that you spent last weekend alone with Mrs. PB.
The way the media just like also pitted them against one another too.
Question is, where to find a trustworthy photographer?
Oh, excuse me, just a moment.
Well, both photographers were being used for the same purpose. It's to sell a particular narrative.
Prince William, can you come closer in, please?
I think I've actually seen these pictures before.
Sorry, can you stand there next to your father, please?
You come in.
Thank you.
The way that this is like so engineered too. Like it's supposed to be a like kind of like a private moment, but we all know it's staged. And they're aware that they are being photographed, whereas with Dodi and Diana, they didn't have consent at all.
All one wants is for that girl to find peace.
Oh, iconic shot! Wow, they really recreated a lot of like these iconic Diana moments. All right, and some post-show thoughts. Yeah, I walked away from this episode feeling really sympathetic towards Diana. I think it's so sad that like her charity work involving the landmines, it got overshadowed by the scandal. However, I will say, I do think though that a lot more people, I don't know, maybe it might be different from like the UK and maybe depending on who you ask, but like I as a person knew of Diana going to the landmines, like what a historic and how important that work was, and especially what it meant at the time. So maybe if in the moment that work might have been overshadowed by the scandal, I personally feel like people haven't forgotten that she did that. From like a writing standpoint, I liked how they introed the episode looking at these two different photographers, and even though you think they're like very different, like one is a bit more respectable and he clearly has an affinity and respect for the institution of the crown, and then the other one, who is the modern day paparazzi guy of the 90s, like he really doesn't care. He's only in it for the money, and it's very like jagged and dubious and questionable and reckless, and he doesn't seem like a respectable guy at all, very selfish. It's interesting that you open the episode kind of contrasting like these two individuals who are kind of in the same business of photography. And even though there's like very distinct differences between the way they go about doing their jobs, like the paparazzi guy, no consent there whatsoever, and it's like he plays dirty. Whereas like the more traditional photographer, there is consent there. Like these people that he's photographing, like they know that he is taking their picture. But at the end of the day, both of them are being used by people in power. Mohammed Fayed and the newspaper paparazzi hoopla business in the UK, but then also like the royal family using that traditional photographer guy for their own purposes as well. I think a huge takeaway with this episode was the idea of not just how important photographs were, but how the narratives that we attached to these photos affected the way that we perceive people, especially these like public people like the royal family and Diana. So from a writing standpoint, I thought this episode was interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if this might not be a favorite episode specifically, I mean like in the run of the show, but also within this particular season. But I do think it's important to give context as to the role that photographers, paparazzi, played in the story of the royal family and Diana. All right, well, my question for you guys is, I want to know personally if you liked this episode. Did you think this episode was boring? I wouldn't be surprised if you did. No judgment there. I understand that, but I think in the grand scheme of things, having an episode dedicated to this subject was important, especially since we're nearing the end of the show. So let me know, did you guys like this episode? Do you think it was boring? Let me know your thoughts. All right, well, that's about it for this video. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and please turn on the notification bell so you know when a new video from me comes up. And comment down below your thoughts on episode 2. Also, just wanted to take this time to plug my podcast that I host with my friend Angie. It's a podcast called Diva Dailies, where we deconstruct divas on film, TV, and in music. To tie in to the theme of this episode about like the importance of narrative and the way in which that narrative is portrayed through the media of the time, we talk a lot about that on Diva Dailies. So yeah, check us out. Would really appreciate it if you do. And that is pretty much it. Don't expect a new video from me tomorrow. The next video, episode 3, will come out Friday. So yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, everything I said was just my own personal thoughts and all my humble opinion, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.